All right, part 2 of Law of the Bedroom, number 90, developing the art of telling stories of sensual and erotic adventures. This is part 2 of a 3-part grouping for this Law of the Bedroom. This part 2, what makes a great adventure? And how do you tell one that will have her oozing sensual female love coming out of every one of her openings? For starters, here's all you need, guys. Number 1, tone of voice is critical. Soothing, low tones, calming, seductive, never high-pitched, never rushed, as low as you can go, and as slow as you can go. Long, drawn-out words, thoughts, pauses, you name it. Your voice, can start out a little normal in the beginning. Hey, just when you're starting out the conversation, it's quite normal. But then preferably, kick it into a relaxed tone of voice as soon as possible. Remember, when you're calm and relaxed, so will your honeybee. And that's where you need her. You lead, she'll follow, and that's what you want. I remember talking to a young man, and his voice was a little high like this, and I said, dude, you got to stop that. All you got to do is just kind of slow down. Because what is a deep voice per se? But a very relaxed one, at ease, peace. You know what I'm saying? Taking it slow, like a slow walk. Yeah. And just coming down. Now, normally during the day, hey, I talk like this. I talk normal. Yep, yeah, here I am. I've had several women tell me over time, different women, different parts of the country, different ethnicities, Asian, Caucasian, Black, Latin, Hispanic, the whole works. And when I told either a story or I was just talking to them on the phone, they would say to me, Bart, you have a really sexy voice. And I'm like, well, I'm just talking to you, like normal. Yeah, but it's just so soothing to listen to. Well, thank you so much. Appreciate that. But guys, there's a little bit or subtle intention. And now it's just subconscious. It's just second nature with me. Whenever I talk to anybody, especially if they're new or they're a woman, I drop into this tone. Like when I make a phone call to the utility company to pay a bill or something or inquire about something. And I make the call, they answer, and they say, hey, who am I speaking with? May I know who I'm talking to? I don't even give them my name yet. All I do is I say this, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? And I immediately send out that vibe. On the other end, they're like, oh, who's this? This sounds like a nice guy. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing great. Who am I talking to? Hey, my name's Bart Smith. Yeah. I need to call in. I needed to do XYZ 1, 2, 3. Can I get your help? Sure. All right. Yeah, that's what I need. Okay, great. Yeah, let me give you the number. 443268221222. Well, what's going on there is I'm putting them, and this is crazy talk here, I'm putting them in a trance. I'm making them feel good about talking to me on the phone. And when they feel good about talking to me on the phone, guess what? They're probably going to pull a few extra little magical keystrokes and maybe break up a payment or, give me an extension or whatever you're asking for. It doesn't matter. And that's just true wherever you go. You have the power to make people feel good with your voice alone. Why not use it? In fact, I remember I used to do a lot of work going to DMV long time ago. And basically interacting with a lot of government agencies. Now, these people who work behind the counter at these agencies, oh my gosh, they're used to dealing with all kinds of people. And sometimes, these people come in with their stress and their anxieties and why is this happening? I don't know why, like, oh my gosh, I feel bad for these clerks, these agents that are working these positions. And it could be anywhere, at a company, customer service, it doesn't matter. Well, I know better. And I know that within seconds, literally, can we just say that word, seconds? When I make my first contact with them verbally, I can set them at ease. Yes, you're next. And I walk up to the counter. How can I help you? That's what they say. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, I just have this form here that I need your help with. Can you help me? And they're like, wow, that was a breath of fresh air. I'm going to like working with this person. I wish this person would just stay here at my station all day long. I really like the tone of his voice. He really makes me feel at ease. So you can practice this anywhere you go. Practice at the grocery store when you're at the clerk, you're getting checked out. And did you find everything okay? Yeah, I really did. Thanks so much. I mean, just practice it. Practice makes perfect. The tone of your voice, soothing, low tones, calming, seductive. In fact, I've actually asked one of those phone rep people before. I said to them, I just rattled off my phone number, 555-123-6542. When I gave you that phone number, how did you receive that? How did you hear that? And they said, Bart, I remembered it, and now I remember it. You said it in such a pattern or a wavelength that, they didn't use those words, but you said it in such a way that it was easy for me to remember. 555-222, whatever I said. The point is, when you talk like this to your gal and you're telling these stories of erotic adventures, after they're done, because you spoke in these manners, these patterns, these tones, these calming, seductive ways, not only is she going to remember the whole story, it's going to reside in her subconscious. And what does that do? It works for her, and she doesn't have to do anything, in the sense that it's working for her, turning her body on. She's getting horny. She's going through sexual withdrawals. She needs you, wants you. She just thinks about you, and it conjures up that story you told her last night. And she's sitting there at work, at her desk, and she's getting wet. That's cool. Not cool for her, because she's experiencing torture right now. And that's the thing, too. Patience is your secret weapon. Because when you don't, show your eagerness and your thirst and all that crap, but you're restrained, you're pulled back, you're reserved, you're exercising patience, she is coming undone. And I'll tell you something. Let's survey the ladies listening to this audio right now. Ladies, is that true? A unanimous yes just spoke out loud. Did you hear that? Yes. Because they can't stand it. And it goes back to, we have their medicine. So if you're patient with them and you get them warmed up, we have their medicine. They need to come to us for the bone and a few other things and how we make them feel. Anyhow, we're really getting into the good stuff of this book. And I hope all the previous audios served as a wonderful foundation for you as a man. Because when you come into this world, into her world, and you start doing these things to her, she also wants to know that you're a good guy. She also wants to know that you've got your stuff together, mentally, intellectually, emotionally, psychologically, and of course financially. All of that's taught in Laws of the Bedroom can be applied anywhere in the world in almost every aspect of your life, because it's basically about you being patient, you being thoughtful, you delivering just wonderful vibes and harmony to whoever you come in contact with. And that's what I do everywhere I go. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, great. I'm doing good. Appreciate that. Okay, hey, let's get back into part 2. What makes a great adventure, and how do you tell one that has her oozing her sensual female love out of every opening? Location. Lean back in a comfortable chair, on the floor, in bed, on the couch. Location. Where are you telling these stories? I want you to find someplace comfortable. For me, it's usually like in bed, telling a story on the phone, or if she's right there beside me, or on a couch and on the floor. I've laid on the floor for 8 hours and just told story after story for 8 hours on the floor. Crazy. I'm trying to remember if I was ever in a closet, maybe. Maybe I just happened to be there. I was looking for something because, it's like a walk-in closet, and you're just talking, and you're talking on the phone, and you just forget everything, and you just drop to the floor because you're in that moment. I probably did not stay in the closet for long. Okay. All right. Location. Where are you? Now, if you're dating, you may find yourself conducting many of these adventures over the phone a couple times per week, when you're not with your gal. You call each other up, and she might say, "Can you take me on one of those adventures again? Those were fun." I know. Now, we've all heard about phone sex, and this isn't it. Well, sort of, kind of. It is, but it's not. Telephone adventures are the perfect solution for when you're away from your gal, your little sweetums. And as stated earlier in this section, telephone adventures are fun, creating a thrilling and amazing time for the two of you to go on in your minds, to say the least. I remember I was telling an adventure one time. I was on the phone for like 6 or 7 hours straight. There wasn't an interruption throughout the entire session of storytelling. Where was I? I was on the kitchen floor. Of course, the whole time. Once you get on these calls, you really do lose track of time. You don't even know or care where you were at. It's amazing, crazy even, but a lot of fun. The longest time I was ever on the telephone for one of these sessions was 9 hours. I moved from the chair after 4 hours for another 5 on the floor. It started at 9 p.m. and ended at 5 a.m. We wanted to go on more, but our bodies they were just tired. They gave out. And that's the true meaning of what it feels like to be absolutely spent. But here's the topper. Are you ready for this? I broke that record on a Zoom call, maybe about 6 months ago. At the time of this recording, it was about 6 months ago. I was on a Zoom call for 12 hours. 12 hours. Sitting at my desk. She was lying on her bed, had her laptop and everything. She got so comfortable, she was taking her bra off in front of me, and I didn't even really know her. It was just like, you meet someone for the first time, and you just start talking, and then she says, Bart, tell me about your books. And so I started telling her about Lost the Bedroom, for example, and I got into it, and she was like just getting comfortable, just laying on the bed. Zoom is through your webcam, or if you have a camera on your laptop, And she's just like reaching into her shirt, unbuttoning her, undoing her bra. And I let it happen. This was probably 3 or 4 hours in, and then she did this. And I let it happen. And then once she was done with that, I said, do you feel better? She goes, yes. Why? Well, you just took your bra off in front of me. Oh, my wordy word. I did. I didn't see the actual bra, but you know how women can undo their bras and finagle them underneath their shirt and everything? That's what she did. And then we just kind of accepted. We joked. We laughed. She said, Bart, I just felt so comfortable listening to you. I just wanted to get more comfortable. And if you don't mind, I'm going to get more comfortable again. I'm actually going to, remove herself from view of the camera. And she's going to go change into just, a t-shirt and I guess just her panties or something. I don't know. But what was interesting was that she still laid on the bed, not under the covers. And from time to time, I said, oh, that's interesting. You like pink? Oh, well, yes, I do. How do you know I like pink? You got pink panties on. Oh my gosh. So telling these stories, you lose track of where you're at, who you are, what you're wearing. You got to be careful, you lose your mind. We were on a Zoom call for 12 hours, 9 p.m. to 9 a.m. And literally, we were tired like 7 a.m., 8 a.m. But I said to myself, and I said to her, I said, we've been on this Zoom call for 10 hours. And it's easy right now just to keep talking. Because you normally would just cuddle up, kiss each other, and go to sleep. And you would have that touch connection. Well, being from afar, she's way over there, I'm over here. You just want to keep those senses stimulating. But you can only do it with voice, oral, audio, talking, the brain. So the other parts of your body are deprived, Anyhow, So let's see, some tips for the phone. I'm just going to say, guys, if you can get, a Bluetooth speaker, headphone kind of thing. I use headphones that plug into my phone, like a audio player for music. So my hands can be free, per se, and just relaxed. I don't want that phone shoved up to my ear. So I have a nice set of stereo headphones that tie into my phone so I can be on the phone, talk to her, and I can hear her voice in stereo in my head. Kind of cool. I don't want that one ear thing going on. No. So do that. And also, you might want to have your phone charging while you're talking. 6 hours later of talking on your phone, your battery's going to be down. So I have a very long cable, like a 6-foot charging cable that I can plug into my phone to charge my phone while I'm on the phone. It's a lot of phone mentionings. Phone. But yes, make sure your phone's plugged in and charged. You don't want to be talking to her and get into the heat of the moment and you're about to, slide it, maneuver it between, and then the phone dies. You don't want that either. So, and you might encourage her to do the same thing. Hey, do you have your Bluetooth headset on? Yes, I do. I'm ready to listen to your story. Great, because you want both of her hands available. You don't want one hand getting tired of holding the phone and the other hand, no. Encourage her to prepare for this as well. Now, if you're in each other's presence, you can still go on an adventure, but it's better if you can't visually see each other. Interesting. You can still go on an adventure in person, but it's better if you don't see each other. You see, and no pun there, you see? You want to see, not with your eyes, but with your mind. And that which will create and imagine for the two of you inside your mind's movie theater, So if you can see each other visually and are in front of each other, that can distract and detract from the creative imagery that you paint for her in your mind and in hers. Now, if you're in each other's presence, though, can you turn out the lights and have a little adventure in the dark? You bet you can. Just when you've reached the peak of your adventure and you two are revved up to touch, fondle, poke, perfect, you're right there to enjoy each other's verbal and mental climaxes, and to that, a little physicality, and it's rock and roll all night long in between the sheets for y'all. Hey, enjoy yourselves. Now, another component to telling great stories of erotic adventure, creative imagination. Creative imagination. Get creative when telling stories. Get out of town, leave the planet, go backstage at a concert and have fun with her. Vacation in a castle in Europe. Take a cruise. Travel to Asia or South America or the Caribbean islands. It doesn't matter. Just get highly creative. Gather ideas from reading books, daydreaming, travel magazines, stuff you see on Instagram or social media. Gather ideas from anywhere. Television, movies, you name it. Practice every chance you get. Role play with yourself. Yes, talk to yourself. Rehearse when you're by yourself to polish that creative voice and tongue of yours. Push yourself as to be as original and as creative as possible. Watch as she grows to love this quality in you. Laws of the bedroom should be teaching you something else. Not just patience and all the other stuff that's great that you're learning. But you're learning so much. Imagine having all of this in your mind. And let's say it's second nature. Let's say you've gone through the audio on this book like a couple times. By natural, you're going to start slowing down. You're going to start, hey, Bart, you're right. I feel better about myself when I take things slow. I'm not as anxious. When people are anxious, they're like, oh, I'm anxious. Oh, my, I'm nervous. There's that fast twitchy in their brain. And it doesn't serve. It does not serve. But what does serve? When you're calm, like picture a car accident and nobody was hurt. Okay. Just, some fender benders and stuff like that. But there's police there. There's cars that are backed up, because they're waiting to go around you or whatever. In that instance, the best thing to do is to remain calm. Talk slowly to the officers. Yes, officer, my experience was this, and I'm also going to share more of it with the insurance company when they contact me. I'm not going to say too much right now, except that I'm okay, and I'm glad the other people are okay. If it's all right with you, I'm going to save much of my statement with my insurance company. And that officer's going to say, you know what? That's a sound statement. And the way you said it with calm, clarity. I'm going to let that go. Okay, go ahead. I'm through with you. Go ahead. Yeah, move along. So that kind of thing. And as I just mentioned, it goes without saying, these skills and talents you're developing through Laws of the Bedroom, you will learn to use them in other areas of your life and in communicating with others. So pay attention, study hard, listen in, and watch the results unfold before your eyes and your ears for years to come. Details Yes, details. Never generalize your language in an adventure. For example, we're in bed together. Now, I know that sounds simple, and it's a simple example, but add to that, okay? Just don't say we're in bed together. Here you go. Instead, say we're in a king-size bed with lots of pillows, a fluffy white down comforter. We're cozy. The window is slightly open, and the moonlight is shining through and across the room. With just enough light, I can see your body. Your skin looks so beautiful. I can see the shape of your curves, and I can see you smiling up at me. I love you. Now that's the way you want to go on your adventures, and that's the way you want them to be told. Be as detailed as possible. Here's another example. We're vacationing at a beachside resort with a private entrance, and there are trees surrounding each of the cottages, providing total privacy for us. We're free to do anything we want. Anything. We can run around naked, inside or outside of our little bungalow. Down by the water, we can lay in the hammock all day in the nude. It's just you and me, slurping pina coladas from the same glass, soaking up the sun in the buff. I've got you, and you've got me. How'd you like to do that together? Oh, yeah? I thought so. Well, our little adventure starts off by me picking you up at work in a stretch limousine. You see, we're not going home after work. No. I already have your bags packed. Since your car was in the shop this week getting worked on, it was the perfect opportunity for me to spring my little surprise on you. We're going to start our vacation off right now. You see, since the plane leaves tomorrow at the crack of dawn, I thought I would pick you up after work, drive us both to our hotel room near the airport, providing you the opportunity to freshen up, shower, and dress up because I'm taking you out tonight on the town. Yes, in our limousine. We'll dine, we'll wine, and dance the night away. We'll consume each other all night long. Well, we won't be out too late. I've got a few more surprises for you back at the hotel that I want to give you. Besides, it's a jacuzzi suite. So it's in the tub with a little rub, and any way we want, anything we want. I'm yours, and you're mine. And our vacation starts right now. Plus, it'd be nice to just lay next to you, quiet-like, all naked, cuddling real close. I love you so much. Just you and me. How's that sound? Yeah, I thought so. And the story goes on, any way you want it to, from there. For you and your gal, anything goes. Just let your imagination run wild. Language is another component. The words you use are very important. They should be carefully chosen, well crafted, and presented in such a way that draws her in, entertains her, and absolutely, slowly but surely, turns her on and maybe makes her come. Don't use the usual, normal, and obvious terms when referring to different parts of her and your love anatomy. For instance, get creative. Her love tunnel, hidden valley of love, moist, wet loveness. Love crack, sugar hole, pink syrup, cute little love box, love slice, sweet lips down under, wet lips in between, love cavern, back door, rear view window, booty crack, bunny hole, happy opening, hot spot, jewel box, pink heaven, and cute little, yum yum. Everything's okay to say when said softly and used sparingly. Vary your language with other words, of course. And don't forget to make up your own for you. You know, your rocket, flagpole, lollipop, hot dog, little burrito, cream-filled egg roll, love pipe, you're her plumber, joystick, pipeline, beer bottle, if she loves to drink beer with you, love handle, rocket juice, maple syrup, white milk, stick shift, you name it. Can you imagine a gal listening to that kind of talk right now? This is just an instructional audio, but I bet their minds are wandering and going, I want to hear somebody talk to me like this. You see, guys, nobody does. Nobody talks to women like this, like in an intimate moment. It's all about, okay, it's time, let's go, I want it. Really? Gosh, no patience at all. No care for her. What is patience? Patience is putting somebody else first. That's what patience is. Being kind, respectful, and giving. Unselfish. So, come up with your own nicknames for her parts and yours. Just don't use clinical, book, or scientific terms to call something that brings the two of you so much pleasure. Leave that crap for the classroom and sex therapists or gurus who have no more passion but for the books they read and their PhDs. Typically devoid of any and all real pleasure, and everything associated with a man and a woman coming together as one in wet physical bliss. Oh, there's the practice what you preach thing too, again, lurking in. But we've already covered that in chapter 1. Where are your teachers? Magazines, coaches, gurus. I even got something today in the email that was advertising or promoting a virtual conference with sex gurus and relationship experts on intimacy, and there's going to be 12 different experts. I looked at them and I read the copy because, I'm a writer. I'm a sales copywriter, marketing, etc. I know what stuff should say, read, do, etc. on these things. So I'm looking at it. All they could talk about was, and these were the keywords that just kept popping up throughout their sales copy: communication, intimacy, breaking the barriers of loneliness. And I get that. That's okay. I get it. And they just had some other mumbo jumbo. And then there was a period. Here's how to register. Here's how much it costs. Wow. That's what I'm paying for? Are you kidding me? Give me a cotton picking break. I bet all of their language and talk is going to overlap. So basically, they're all saying the same darn thing, but in just different ways. What a bunch of hooey. No way. Imagine what you've learned so far in Laws of the Bedroom, and we're not even in the dirty chapter. Yum yum. We're not even in that chapter, what to do during the act of making love. Wait till you get there. And then when it's all said and done, you guys will be judge and jury, and you too, ladies. You'll be judge and jury. Do you need any other instructional help or guide or, because this is what Laws of the Bedroom is. It's an instructional guide to life and love and making love, etc. Do you need anything else? For me, I don't need anything else. I've lived my life in accordance with the laws of the bedroom forever, and I forever will. It has everything I need, and it has everything you need, and so much more. Wow, rock and roll. Yeah. All right. So remember to guard your language and the words you choose against using words that might also, offend, and words that might seem distasteful. I don't want you to be telling a story of adventure and then use words that are degrading or kind of disgusting, or, that's why you have to be creative. Tread slowly and remember what works and what doesn't. Repeat the good stuff and drop the bad stuff. Also, increasing your vocabulary by reading a lot. It could be online, okay? And it doesn't matter. I'm not talking about books and stuff like that, even though that could help, but, or at least stepping outside your vocabulary comfort zone by learning and using new words every day. You might keep a thesaurus on hand if you want to. Basically, look up new words and their suggested alternatives to pick up new meanings, more clear definitions, and torpedo clarity for certain words that you like to use in your adventures. For example, the word beauty, okay? We all know what it means. But instead you might say elegance, grace, charm, exquisite vision, dessert for my eyes. How about the words sexy or you look great? Instead you might say arousing, come hither, cuddly, erotic, flirtatious, hot stuff, inviting, kissable, naughty, provocative, physically provoking, racy, risque, salty, seductive, sensual, sensuous, spicy, steamy, suggestive, titillating, voluptuous. Practice wording as often as you can. until your vocabulary is soon overflowing with new and descriptive words that truly delight, describe, taste, and pull your honey straight into you like you actually reaching out to touch her with your own two hands, pulling her in close and tight to you in the true physical sense. Also, keep in mind the sounds that some words and letters make when spoken out loud. For example, P's, K's, B's, and other letters. Lead up to words that possess these sounds, then spring them into verbal action with your gal. But, see, yeah, when you can line up a number of words in a row that have the same or similar sound to them, like little short rhymes, that too is a delight to the ears of your dear to hear. See what I mean? You love machine. This is truly the art of storytelling at its finest. Oh, there's one more element to master when it comes to great storytelling adventures. Suspense. Always keep her on the edge. Never let her know what's up next. Always keep her squirming inside for a little more detail and your adventurous talking language of love and erotic journey. Women love suspense and are curious as little kittens, little pussies, wanting to learn more. Keep your stories spontaneous. Surprise her around every adventure. Always stir her mind and her own creativity. Educate her, enlighten her, and excite her. Do all these things in a very specific way, and you've got a woman coming undone across the town where she lives because you're on the phone, or you're right there with her in the dark and you're telling one of these stories and she's just holding on to you, loving every word and grabbing hold of your rocket while you're telling these stories. I mean, guys, this is the stuff. This is the stuff. Where have you ever heard this kind of talk and instruction and ideas and thought and creativity? And it's just not out there. I would have seen it. And people would be having great sex by now. They'd be talking about, oh man, hey. No, it's not out there. Hey, let's jump to part 3 of this series of Law of the Bedroom, number 90, Developing the Art of Telling Stories of Sensual and Erotic Adventure. I'm going to get into how do you initiate an adventure and other great tips for telling erotic, sensual adventures every time you're with your honey doll. Good stuff.